Oh my
some
dear.
of the hits in this one. Here.
Love the college rugby league.
Williams again leading the way. Murray getting involved as well. They come back towards the middle of the park. And oh, guess what? Another big hit. Knock on, so what a hit there. Here.
Love the college rugby league.
Stadium number 2 for 4 games back-to-back of SAS College Rugby League action. I'm Corey Rosser, joined in commentary today by Troy Hardy. Troy, rain throughout the day really, on and off, and certainly a chilly breeze around, but a good crowd already building in here. These nights are always special, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fantastic nights for rugby league, and for any rugby league fan to come down. If you're in the neighbourhood, come and join us. Come and see some of the latest, I suppose, young youth stars coming through, the next generation of rugby league superstars. And there's a 4-game action-packed, series on tonight for the grand finals, and we're not far away from the first one.
And those 4 games, we will start the day with the under-15 nine-a-side grand final played between perennial heavyweights St. Paul's College up against Southern Cross campus. Southern Cross in the Premier grade at least, the 2-time defending national champions. And good to see some of that talent coming through at under-15 level as well. So this will be a really good look at some of the very much, youngest talent coming through the ranks right now, and with the nine-a-side format, should be a good open game of rugby league. That follows the Auckland Secondary Schools Premier Girls 9 Grand Final. Now that'll be played between Old Eddie College and Sir Edmund Hillary College. That kicks off at 4:30 p.m. The Senior A Grand Final, that is effectively the reserve grade, to the Premier competition. That'll be played between James Cook and St. Paul's College. St. Paul's featuring in 2 of the 3 boys grand finals today. That kicks off at 5:30 p.m, followed by the big one, and we can't wait for this one, the first 13 championship grand final of the SAS College Rugby League. Calston Boys High School up against Mount Albert Grammar, and Troy and I will have plenty of time to discuss that one as we build up towards it, but it has been a long competition. Of course, we've been bringing you live and free action throughout the majority of it on Wednesday afternoons. It's been wonderful to get a look at some of the teams coming through as both sides now make their way down onto the pitch here at Mount Smart Stadium number 2. And in the maroon it is St. Paul's College, in the black Southern Cross campus.
He will be captain in the side today. 4, Connor Williams. 6.
Big thank you to Hayden and Rollett, our associate sponsor for the College Rugby League, and a massive shout out to our major sponsor, SAS Sporting Apparel. Live stream partners, Corey, live stream partners, CTAS, and good to be back with the crews, like putting the band back together after Corey went off to the big show on the weekend. And how was that, Corey?
Yeah, well, 2 wonderful games we've got to call on Saturday. Absolutely brilliant. The Howick-Northcote game, Howick winning it in the final 2 minutes with a Drew Radich try, and then the Glenora Point Chevalier game. Such a high quality that match was played at. Glenora sort of run away with it in the end and secure direct entry, but I'm really looking forward to Point Chevalier versus Howick this weekend, Troy. It's going to be a huge match. Yeah,
that's going to be a big match for both teams. Point's got something obviously to prove, and Howick are definitely a team on the rise, and hats off to them. They took out Northcote, the weekend just gone, so they'll be coming with a lot of momentum into that match, and I think it's going to be a good clash.
Now our match officials today, the middle for this match is Jamie Wall, assisted by Lau Pulvali and Jack Haslam. As his touchies, of course, Jamie Wall does quite a bit of sports writing. You may have read some of Jamie's stuff on Radio New Zealand and various other websites, and good to see him back. He's done a lot of refereeing in the junior grades here, so good to see him here on grand final day as the 2 captains now go through their final talkings too. If you are picking up the bird noise in the background here, there's been a common theme over the last few weeks, Troy, and good to see that
Yeah, they've moved house, mate. They were in the jail bars down the far end of the dead ball, but I think because of the weather they moved up towards the sand pit, and we're always keen to keep an eye on all of them. And just giving a thumbs up to the head of football development in the ARL, Andy Hay, who's running sideline down there today, and this is his gig, and I know a lot of his team put a lot of effort and a lot of hard work into making it all happen today.
Yep, absolutely. One of the programs being run in schools, a number of programs being run in schools by the Auckland Rugby League Coaching and Development Program, of course, Game Changers and holiday blasts. Got the holidays coming up in just over a month's time, so keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz for all the details on there. Should also give a shout out right now to our free scholarship opportunity, which has its last day where entries are open today. You can get a 3 years study at the New Zealand Institute of Sport, a wonderful opportunity for anyone currently playing club or school league in Auckland. All the details for that available on aucklandleague.co.nz under news and on the Auckland Rugby League Facebook and Twitter pages. Jamie Wall preparing to get us underway now, and this is going to be St. Paul's who kick off. So here we go, the first of the grand finals. And straight away, a kickoff that floats dead. That's really poor attention to detail there from Southern Cross to let that one bounce through. And this will be a dropout. St. Paul's with the opportunity to get possession straight back. So dream start for the Central Aucklanders. So Southern Cross now to drop out. Straight into, they will carry off the back fence, and heavy contact early on there. Ball carrier was Mark Tortelli.
Nice little dart from the dummy half there.
Connor Williams, one of the centres in the squad, and now they go short again to Tortelli. They get there in numbers to hold him down, Southern Cross. Right up against their line now. Burrowing effort down low, but play on is the call. They get to their play of the ball now, switch direction up, and a little stutter from the 7, AJ Jones.
Yeah, a little bit of moisture on top of the field. Corey, you called that earlier with the rain that was... Has he managed to put that down? Knock on.
That's going to be bobbled. It was a neat little kick in behind and well weighted. But Troy, you mentioned the conditions, and walking across the field certainly was fairly greasy, although there's not a lot of surface water around.
Yeah, and I think that will play a little bit of havoc with the ball until the guys get used to it, you know. So expect a wee bit of slippage, as you've seen, and a couple of drop balls. So they're going to have to show a bit of patience and be conservative with the ball, make sure that, you know, they're getting it into the hand.
So Southern Cross now with their first use of the ball, and they will work it forward now via Whitehead. He's taken 22 metres off his line.
Again, you see he's got a slipping.
Southern Cross, I guess you'd call them a real powerhouse at all levels, really, in Auckland School Rugby League. I mentioned earlier, 2-time national champions at Premier level, and I believe they have a team entered in every division this year under the watchful eye of Rod Ratu, who runs the rugby league program there. Rod, of course, vastly experienced in the Auckland club scene. Coached Counties Manukau at representative level as well. Now, Southern Cross work it up over halfway. And
Trying to milk a penalty there. Go up, and the ball's gone to ground. Still need to get a kick away.
And they do get to one. It's a one off the side of the boot, and they go up for it. They'll get it back here because that is knocked on by St. Paul's. So this will be
ways, by the looks of it, Chief.
One each way, and it'll be a Southern Cross feed by my count. They'll play the ball, it should be, sorry. The 9's format, of course, being a turnover.
Number of handling errors, you know, in the first passage of play. And there's another one.
Just as you say.
Yeah.
So, ball put down there, 40 out from the line.
So if you've just joined us from around the world or around South Pacific, this game's built for speed and definitely, you know, tailored for throwing it around the park. And as we're saying, you know, the ball's got a wee bit of grease on it, so they'll just need to complete their sets.
So they get the penalty, St. Paul's, and they'll tap and go via Tortelli. He's been very active in the first 3 minutes, a number of good carries. That time there he goes 10 metres before he's even touched. He will play the ball 40 out from the line. Dart via Pilu. Making good yardage here, St. Paul's. Shift now to the right edge, and they're going to kick early off the boot of Tolfa. Tolfa chasing him behind. That's brilliant from Tolfa. Did he get there? Referee Wool says knock on. So they dodge a bullet there. Southern Cross, and in fact, it's going to be back out to play it. So Tolfa will restart and then eventually hands it over. So it will be a Southern Cross ball. back into it now via Whitehead. Both schools brought through some real talent in recent times. The big one for Southern Cross recently being Ken Momalo, recently capped Kiwi International, playing career best footy right now with the Vodafone Warriors as well. And St. Paul's, well, there's a long, illustrious list. Some big names who've come through this system over the years, and it is undoubtedly New Zealand's rugby league nursery. And no doubt there'll be a few names in this squad who will pop up in a couple of years' time as well at Jersey Flag level and eventually NRL level. The odds suggest that St. Paul's tend to bring through a couple from each class, and now the ball comes off and is fielded by Tolfa, who takes a very brave decision, and in fact a ill-advised decision to go down the short side there as he brought it in. And in these conditions, Troy, you definitely want to be keeping away from that sideline.
Yeah, and we've got probably maybe half a metre each side of this field just trimmed off in regards to the way that they've laid it up here at Mount Smart number 2. So for 9's, probably, you know, got enough space to move around inside there, but for the older teams as we get through to, especially, you know, great run here, got a break.
Step back inside there. And now they dart out, and this will be the first try of the game. Referee Wall points to the spot, and as the number 20, Elijah Salisa Leomoana. Let's take a look now on the SAS replay. It all starts with this. It's a really good carry from Missy Patti. And he gets taken down.
Yeah, nearly 3-4 defenders on him, so
3
Missy
off the line.
Missy gets up for the quick play of the ball.
And then from here, they got them on the back foot. And smart work by Salisa Leomoana. Just goes over 2 would-be defenders there, but too easy in the end. Southern Cross hit the lead early.
And kick is waved away, so we've got 4 points on the board. And just leading up to that try, Corey, we're talking about, you know, the top side coming in tonight for the Premier 13. So they'll be aware that the field's just a little bit narrow, and, you know, they'll have to play the conditions. The other thing, too, to note, ladies and gentlemen, is very small dead ball areas.
Yeah, we have seen that be a factor, haven't we, in the last few weeks? We have streamed a number of games here consecutively, and it hasn't really mattered the level, whether it's under 14 grand final or a Fox semi-final. The halves have tended to struggle with these narrow in goals. We've actually seen a lot of running on the last, haven't we, where teams have
take that option,
taken away the chance of giving away a 7-tackle set. Now as St. Paul's get us back underway, and that's a good carry forward up over the 30. They are making good yardage here, St. Paul's, but they find themselves behind early. Came off an error.
Southern Cross currently leading this encounter 4 points to 0 over St. Paul with 12 minutes to go.
So Taltelli, he milks the penalty, and Tolfa will kick now for touch.
So a little bit of an opportunity for St. Paul's here as they venture into Southern Cross's area.
So we eventually get back to a restart of play. Prolonged stoppage, and it is the tap and the go from Zion Mann. This is the captain. Represented both Tonga and Auckland at tag. So quick play the ball now, and Taltelli, the most impressive player so far. Another carry, but this time he's met by good Southern Cross defence. They take him back to the 10. Tolfa plays short. Flat ball. 2 metres out from the line. They rush to dummy half. A little burrowing effort. That's good defence from Southern Cross. Very alert on their line. Space on the right edge if they go there. It is where they go, St. Paul's, and now Tolfa tries to burrow. Maybe the play was to go through the hands. Last tackle coming up. And they spin it out the back. Looking for a second option. Southern Cross up quick, and now it's hot potato stuff, and Tolfa will kick in behind. Dangerous ball. Picked up in the end, and we've got a knock on that's been called here by our referee. And that looks to me like it will be a St. Paul's ball.
Back-to-back set, a little bit of pressure here for them.
So they play the ball from Jones, and now they'll bring the fullback, Kauli Lupo, into the play, right in front of the Hayden and roll it upright. Left they go, Tauteli. He stopped in his tracks. Tonaiu. Shuffle play out to the left now, and they keep it alive. And now the captain will go in. Zileman scored, but the referee, in fact, it's Autachi here, has made the call into touch, and from first glance, that is the correct call. So St. Paul's has continued to be frustrated in their attacking endeavours so far.
St. Paul's very unlucky there. Looks to have just put a foot over the touchline.
So we will restart play here, and it will be via a scrum. Remember, if the scrum looks a little funny, 9-a-side format, so reduced positions in the scrum. Does present with a very good attacking opportunity though, Troy, if you look at the way they're spaced out to the left here, particularly if you've got a speed man on the edges.
Yeah, interesting seeing the small set scrum here. Oh, is he? No, he's let him play on.
Just got away with that one. Referee right on top of it. Play on is the call. So as St. Paul's now reset their line, and Southern Cross will come out to this left edge, and they play it at the line, but, well, it's messy, and it eventually rolls out, and we'll start that all over again. This time it'll be a St. Paul's ball.
Hats off to St. Paul's too this year, 2018. You know, the number of boys that were, number of teams that they managed to get through to the final series, and the top side just finally being pipped in the semis. And I think it was the first loss they had this year, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, a fairly cruel way to exit the competition. 11 wins through the regular season from 11 games, and then well beaten in the end, and all credit to Mount Albert Grammar. It was a wonderful performance from them. Certainly will go down as one of the best performances we've seen from a Mag side in recent memory. Now as the ball is put down here, and completion rates really the story of this half as we head into the 12th minute now, and both sides really struggling to retain possession, but it is Southern Cross who hold a 4-0 lead. They work it out now. They're 25 out from their line. St. Paul's really that are rolling through the middle of the park with ease, but Southern Cross so far, well, they have made a number of errors. They haven't come in terrible field positioning now as they bust open straight through the middle of the park, and this is Xavier Ta'ala, and he's not going to be caught.
Clean set of heels.
Ta'ala will score, and I tell you what, a bit of a nerve he put down at the end there. It's all good. Referee Wall points to the spot, and Southern Cross will double their lead. Kick to come.
Be interesting to see on this SAS college replay as he gets down into the 30, the 20. And you'll see a bit of water come up, and it looks like there's care. It is there. There's a little bit of surface water at this end of the park, and as you said, he just about missed it, but managed to get the ball down in time. And as we said, we've got very small in goals here. So the try is awarded. Not a bad try either, and dare say that replay will be thrashed on our ARL YouTube TV channel. And all games tonight, ladies and gentlemen, will be backed up on the Auckland Rugby League YouTube channel, and the kick is waved away. And you'll be able to see all of the replays available to you by tomorrow.
Real credit to Angelo Tolfa there, the chasing St. Paul's player. Very easy to give up on that play, but he kept at it, and he came within probably a step from knocking the ball loose there, particularly in these conditions. It wouldn't be hard to knock the ball loose as it's being grounded, but it is Southern Cross who lead 8-0. We've got about 6 minutes remaining in the first half. 20-minute halves in these 9-a-side matches. It'll be the same for the girls' game up next. We see some action on the interchange bench,
on,
Troy.
Yeah, a couple of boys down there are warming up.
So
16 on.
Southern Cross get us back underway, and this one will float dangerously close down to the sideline, but Tolfa cleans it up. And he's taken down 32 metres off his line. Contact down low that time. Well, Salisa Leomoana. They jump onto a quick play of the ball and head out to this left edge, and it'll be Tauteli who has taken the ground. He's a year 10 player, plays for the Richmond Bulldogs at club level. So they're up into attacking territory now. St. Paul's into the right edge. Tolfa will kick across
Not a
the
bad
body,
kick.
and they've got all the numbers here. St. Paul's, if they sum it up nicely, they should score. Beautiful ankle tackle down low. Might not be enough. It won't be enough to stop the try. St. Paul's keep it alive long enough, and it is Zion Mann who hits back for the Central Aucklanders. Will
Been
halve the
threatening all
deficit.
day too, isn't he? Sorry, mate.
Half the deficit, and just a good play from Tolfa, wasn't it, really? Looks across and spots he got the numbers there. It was a brilliant defensive effort initially from Southern Cross to recover. I thought they closed it down here, but good presence of mind to get the offload away. It goes backwards out of the hands and hits the deck, and then from there, man just has to pick it up and run it in.
St. Paul's in the first half of this match, I think they've gone across a couple of times, and just due to, poor execution or, not really nailing it where it needs to be, that's the first one they get on the board. And it's not an easy kick way out here on the sideline. Drop goal attempt, and I want to say in the nicest possible way, it was a shocker.
This goes that one badly to the left, so score remains Southern Cross 8, St. Paul's College 4. Just under 4 to go. Southern Cross certainly in no hurry to get back underway.
No. That's always one thing that I puzzle about in 9's is, do they prefer to drop goal for the conversion attempt, or do they have the choice to place?
No choice, so you
is a
do
drop.
have to take the drop
Yeah.
kick, and obviously, I guess in most cases it tends to be the more difficult option, but it is a substantially quicker option, and we have seen some very slow play of the balls through our live streaming this year.
Big run off the back fence. That's Sifalani. Thank you for my call sheet, Corey.
Southern Cross now, and that's a nice little bit of
Great
second
offload.
phase, and they've got St. Paul's scrambling a little bit here now. They'll tackle him just on halfway. And it's Salisa Leomoana who's taking the ground, the try scorer from earlier in the match. They jump out now via the other Salisa Leomoana.
Yep, that's the second time, so they're going to award a penalty there.
Wins the penalty, and with about 2.5 minutes remaining in the half, they'll tap and go here. Be the only option.
Patience. Here we go, big run again. Oh, met well by 3 and driven back.
Salisa Leomoana takes it forward, gets the offload out at the back. It's messy. Eventually taking the ground, 20 out from the line. You can see there, just in the corner of the screen, there is a big gathering of water in that particular part of the field. Keep an eye out for that as well. Defenders slipping over, attackers likewise, and they'll head down the short side now, and they'll hold it up, and that's nice work there from Charlie Salisa Leomoana. Just looks up, goes down the short side, and he only ever had the try line in mind, Troy.
Absolutely. On the replay there, Salisa's injected himself well into this game, and I don't know whether they were holding off expecting him to get the ball, and just didn't slide enough. Split the 2 defenders. Beautiful little try.
So Southern Cross firing all the shots here, and they were the lower qualifier in pool play. They finished 3rd in the regular season with 5 wins to their name, 2 losses. While St. Paul's were undefeated minor premiers, 7 from 7, just like the premier side, who were 11 from 11 before exiting the semi-finals. So it will be Salisa Leomoana to attempt the conversion. And it's scuffed. So the score will remain Southern Cross 12, St. Paul's College 4. We're into the last minute now of this half, and we probably won't see too much more gameplay here, but really impressive half from Southern Cross, it must be said, Troy.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the ones that have taken the most of the opportunities and, put points on the board. And that last try will certainly just be the nice cream on top of the cake as they go to the break. Little wee kick short. Put them under pressure.
So it's cleaned up by St. Paul's.
So less than a minute. What would you do? Kick downtown?
I think if you're St. Paul's here, probably just try and get into the sheds at scoreline it is and reset.
Oh,
and we
fake
see
it,
a
dummy
little
half.
fake it, dummy half. We've seen that a few times this year, haven't we?
Yep. I noticed some of the NRL teams have copied that too and tried to put it into their games. Nice
A
little
little
kick.
chip over the top from Tolfa, and he's
Nice.
got some wheels on him. Does Tolfa? The ball comes up to him. Brilliant covering tackle, and that might save a try. They're going to get one more play in here now. Options either side. St. Paul's, they'll go left. Needs to move through the hands quickly. They should score. They will score.
Great little try.
Zion man, and that is intelligent football, St. Paul's. And what a timely try that is. Referee Wall points to the spot, but this is brilliant stuff. It all starts with Angelo Tolfa. We're going to miss that, his lovely work downfield. He then gets to a quick play of the ball, Troy, and then from there, just smart footy, isn't it? Quick hands, they know the space is there. Pass it often enough, you'll find it, and in the end, it's Kaoli Lupo who sums it up at the end, and man gets his second try of the game.
Nice work on the SAS College Rugby League replay. Brought to you by our live stream partner, CTAS.
So Tolfa, it is to line up the conversion, and it's a
Nice.
beauty. Well, Angelo Tolfa, he kicks that one. And what that does mean is his side trail by just 2 points at half-time. Troy and I will take a very short break now before we return to second half action here from Mount Smart Stadium, number 2.